So tonight we take you to Edo State on our conversation on the program of what has happened to be a possible brewing of a political crisis yet again in that state, where they look so much that what has come out might be another talk in the political space of Edo State. The Edo State government is alleging that the EPM group in the Edo State APC, which is the Oshomole-led faction of the party, conducted a mock primary in Benin City yesterday amidst the coronavirus lockdown restrictions. That is generating loads and loads of controversies as the governorship election in the state is slated towards the end of the year. The special advisor to the governor, Mr. Emwanta, will join us on the program from London. And we have as well a leader in the House of Representatives from Abuja studio, Honorable Peter Akpatason. Thank you so much, Honorable Akpatason, for joining us. There is a statement coming from the government house in Edo State saying Edo government condemns Oshomole's renewed effort to heat up politics, divide APC, and cause crises amid COVID-19 pandemic. They are alleging that there was a mock primary conducted by the Oshomole-led faction of the APC. Did that actually happen, Honorable Akpatason? Was there a mock primary yesterday?
Thank you very much, Ewon Kibale, and good evening, Nigerians. Ordinarily, I would have loved to ask you if they told you who participated in that mock primary. This is another attempt, to start a process of a narrative that is deliberately intended, to paint some people in the party, particularly in the state, in bad light. Yes, some of us were in Benin yesterday. I was in Benin yesterday to have a consultation with some members of our parties who have shown interest, in participating in party activities. This is a thing that is completely, for a group, an interest group in the state. I am not, and I have never been a member of EPM. So I am not aware of the EPM gathering in Benin yesterday. And I am not aware that any mock primaries took place in Benin yesterday. Yet I was in Benin, and we had a plan to have a consultative meeting, with some interested members of our party. Strictly, that is what I know that happened yesterday.
So that gathering seems to be generating some controversy. So perhaps some of the things that you have said may have ticked here in the boxes of some of the issues that the Obaseki group of the party are raising. The fact that you met tick the box. You said, can you confirm to us if there was a mock primary?
Tended to meet. The meeting did not take place. No such meeting took place. We had a plan to meet, but it was put off for us to enable us do further consultation and properly put ourselves together. There was no such meeting.
One of the issues is what they are raising is that you said the meeting did not hold, but did people come there? Was there any convergence of any sort?
I did not go to any hall. I didn't go to any public place for a meeting. A meeting was supposed to hold, however, but the meeting was put off. It did not hold. So the issue of convergence somewhere does not arise in this case.
So where do you think this is coming from? The statement that was signed by the Secretary to the Government of Edo State, Mr. Osarodien Oge, who came out to say there was a meeting, they have information about the meeting, they organized a mock primary, and the gathering, according to them, is more than the number of people that are supposed to be gathered according to the lockdown order. Where do you think that might be coming? You are from the same political party, Honorable Akpatason.
Yeah. That is completely a figment of his imagination. I expected that as a respected lawyer and somebody that I personally respect a lot, if he's putting up such a write-up, it should indicate the name of people who attended that meeting, the location where it took place, the candidates that took part in the mock meeting, who won the mock meeting, and all that. What are the facts that you have, Sheung?
I mean, okay. So we, of course, we have we should in another moment get someone to speak on their behalf. But some of the fact that some of the information they put forward is what we are asking. Is there kind of, because we looked at it before the issue of the crisis over the chairmanship of the party seems to have simmered. We thought that all the crisis in Edo State has been resolved, but it does look like we may have been deceived by maybe because of the coronavirus case. Is the crisis still very much there in Edo State APC?
Nobody is deceiving anybody. Neither is it a corona crisis that is deceiving anybody here. There is no political situation or environment where people don't consult. There are situations where different groups in the same party will hold consultative meetings, among themselves. For instance, I'm from Edo North. Edo North people can come together to say, where are we going in this forthcoming electoral process? What are we going to do? How are we going to participate? And what agenda are we putting forward? As Edo North people, what are the things that we are going to demand from whoever is going to represent us, and so on and so forth. I don't think that that should in any way constitute crisis, except that people have that predisposition, to formulate trouble where none exists.
It does look to a lot of people who are on the sideline, who are watching what is happening in Edo State, that is this how things will go on? Perhaps when the crises over the national chairmanship seat of the APC looked to have been resolved, it automatically resolved the crisis in Edo State, which a lot of people said it possibly the crisis originated from Edo State. Has there been any effort being made to reconcile the governor and Mr. Oshomole?
Okay, Mr. Shehu, let me first of all correct an impression. I heard you talking about a crisis between a faction of Governor Basaki and that of National Chairman Oshomole. I think that is completely, out of it. What we are trying to do has nothing to do with Obaseki and Oshomole. I have not spoken with either of them. When we set out to have that meeting, after I finished my activity in my constituency in the village, I did not consult with any of them and I didn't speak with them. And I want to repeat again, I am not a member of EPM. And the gathering we are talking about is not an EPM gathering. We are concerned members of the party that we thought that we should have a conversation with people who have shown interest and see how we can help to work towards a consensus.
Honorable Akpatason, apologies. Let me just, sorry, apologies to butt in. I understand that we have Mr. Emwanta Adaze, whom we've been trying to connect with to speak for the governor in this matter. Mr. Emwanta Adaze, we understand that you are probably cut off in the lockdown in the United Kingdom as you are not able to come over. But let's get your view. You heard what Honorable Akpatason said, that there was no meeting yesterday, but we understand from your side you are claiming there was a meeting. Is there a misinformation somewhere, please?
There was actually a meeting. The national chairman of the APC sent Julius Orongore, who is a member of the House of Reps, to conduct a mock primaries for members of the rogue group EPM. And unfortunately, about more than 50 persons were invited across the 18 local governments against existing regulations on COVID-19. It's quite unfortunate because the president has said time and again that we should obey the rules as far as the regulations are concerned. of social distancing. So you had 50 persons, over 50 persons, gathering at the residence of a former deputy governor, Lucky Maswai, in Benin City against the existing regulations. And of course, Akpatason was there. He was one of the persons that was there. But the meeting went airy when a particular member of the EPM brought thugs. And imagine the number of thugs that they brought to that place. So we're talking of over 100 persons. And Oshomole, being an embattled national chairman, is not on the same page with the president on this COVID-19 issue. Plain dirty politics. Not at a time like this. It's quite unfortunate because this same person, when we had the death of the chief of staff to the president, he was busy circulating viral videos, exercising that he was COVID-19 free. I mean, the national chairman of the APC, embattled national chairman, should have some human empathy. Not at this time. Certainly not at this time of a national emergency.
Mr. Emwanta, quickly, sorry, apologies to Botin. You've heard Mr. Akpatason say that he was supposed to be in that meeting, but it did not hold.
Nothing can be further from the truth. The media carried it. It was in Vanguard. It was in Guardian. Most of the media carried it. You don't expect him to accept. He's a member of the House of Reps. He's supposed to be a lawmaker, but unfortunately, they are lawbreakers. You know that was a black thing. The health of Edo people has been the primary, duty of government. At that level, we expected as members of the National Assembly, they should not conspire with other members of their to break existing regulation. And I expect the IGP to prosecute these individuals. They are not above the law of the country. They are not above the law of Edo State. It's very unfortunate.
Is there any kind, Mr. Emwanta, sorry, is there any kind of worry in your camp, in the camp of Governor Obaseki, about a possibility of muzzling from the other side about what is happening? Because they said nothing of such happened. And they are claiming on this other side that you are just being jittery on your side for nothing, over nothing. Connection issues there again with Mr. Emwanta. Let me allow Honorable Akpatason to react to that. Could you react to what Mr. Emwanta just said?
Yes. You see, it's a pity that some paid pathological liars can come on air to begin to openly lie to Nigerians. But one thing, strikes me in his approach and the entire message that he's trying to pass across. He wants to attack one Comrade Adams Oshomole by saying that the chief of staff to the president died and he was parading whatever. By going ahead to say that he is not in tune with the president's agenda against COVID-19. All that tells you that he has no message, he's a bloody liar, and he's here for a propaganda, a smear propaganda against Adams Oshomole. But I'm not here for that because I have not in any way consulted with Adams Oshomole, and is not in any way involved in the meeting that we went for in Benin. And God Almighty knows I'm a Christian. I did not attend a meeting in the house of the former deputy governor of Edo yesterday. There was supposed to be a meeting in a hall in that estate, perhaps his own house, but that meeting did not hold, and Peter Akpatason was not there. I can tell you that from the bottom of my heart. Okay. That guy is just a paid liar, and that is what he is doing.
I just wish that we're not using some of those strong words there. But we're out of time, Mr. Emwanta. If you're back with us, you just have about 20 seconds before we go.
But I think the truth of the matter is that the Inspector General of Police has that duty of not investigating because these persons have violated the laws of Edo State and the laws of Nigeria. Oshomole is a conspirator because it was a clear act of conspiracy on his part as national chairman to have sent out a delegate list, and Partisans' name was there. The fact that he said it was not there does not change the fact that these people gathered in the residence against existing social gathering, and Inspector of Police should investigate this person and they should be prosecuted. If Jennifer was prosecuted in Lagos, I don't see why this person cannot be prosecuted in Benin. The Edo State government cannot control the police, but the federal government, under the president, should ensure that these persons are prosecuted because nobody can violate existing regulations of COVID-19.
We are out of time. Obviously, Mr. Adaze Emwanta is a special advisor to Governor Baseki on public affairs. Thank you so much for talking to us tonight. And Honorable Peter Akpatason, thank you so much indeed for your time tonight on the program. But that's our show for today, everyone. Many thanks for watching. I'm Sean Kimberley. Bye for now.